this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
going till my feet calm below. I'll keep going till my feet calm below. I'll keep going till my feet calm below. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm below. 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 Till my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm below. I'll keep going till my speaker calm below. I'll keep going till my speaker calm below. I'll keep going till my speaker calm below.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and Rolex account or blue face. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, acting like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. But Chino.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. The way you like it. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Kidia.
Two best of threes to go here in ESL Challenger League. We're getting to the business end now of Cup 40 here in Season 50. Winner of this cup goes through to next week's finals. Winner of that goes to Pro League. So realistically, you're maybe 3-4 series right now from Pro League. If you're one of these teams, you can see in the bottom left, it will be Venom and Monte. Seen, of course, plenty of these teams over the last few days, Ted. Particularly Monte. I think I've watched them pretty much every day so far this week. So I'm quickly becoming a world expert on all things Monte. So why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see them again.
Yeah, we're keeping it going, man. We're just expanding our Monte knowledge, you know? I think this is my third cast at this event for the week, and I think it's just been Monte games all over the place. So, yeah, pretty exciting. At this point, I guess we could be called the official Monte broadcast, because those are the games that we're watching. But hey, they've been going through the lower bracket. They've been winning a lot of these games, regardless of a lot of them going to distance and being pretty close. And we're going to take a look at how we got here. Obviously, the grand final of this entire event still unannounced. Who
ignore
will
the
be facing off against Sinners. Just don't look at that. We don't really know if Monte are going to win. There is a 50% chance that this graphic is actually factual.
Yeah, I wonder which team production's supporting. That is a real mystery. They must not be Polish, I guess, going into today's game. But as mentioned, it's the consolidation final. That means it's lower bracket, the winner of the lower bracket playing the loser of the upper bracket final. So it'll be Venom. Still wrong. Venom's not in the grand final. It's the consolidation final.
It is the grand final of the lower bracket.
Venom, Monte, and then the winner of that plays Sinners tomorrow. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, you know what? It is the grand final of the lower bracket, so you can look at it from that perspective, you know? This is how it goes. The winner of this one faces off against Sinners tomorrow, and then the winner of that wins Cup 4 and will be facing off against all the winners of Cups 1 to 3 to try and make it into the next season of ESL Pro League, which is obviously going to take place in 2026. But this is the nitty-gritty of things, Alan. We're down to 3 teams, a lot of fought, a lot of fallen. Monte are still in this somehow, and on the other hand, we've got Venom, who have been, I don't want to say necessarily flying through that upper bracket so far. They are the only team in the event that's played 3 maps in every single series that they've played so far.
It's a good experience. I will say there are many worlds where they beat Sinners last night and are already in the grand final. That was a great series. Very, very close. And I've got to be honest, when I was watching that series, it struck me that Sinners and Venom play better Counter-Strike than anybody else I've seen this week. It's kind of as simple as that. They've got better protocols, better reactions. Individually, they just fit together better. Monte might have better players. They might have better individual mechanical players going into this series, but based on what I've seen so far, Venom are the favorites here. And Monte, they need to fix a few of their shortcomings from those previous series. They might have won those games, but I think Venom will punish if they get the same chances.
Yeah, let's dive a little bit deeper into all of that, shall we? Because when you initially open up the stats for Monte or the results throughout the tournament, you will notice there's a lot more 2-0 wins, right? A 2-0 win over GG How, a 2-0 win over K27, a 2-0 win over 33, and that was their most recent game. But in a lot of those games, it kind of felt like they were a little bit lackluster. There was a lot of lost anti-ecos, a lot of advantageous situations that they weren't able to convert, and then vice versa, a lot of situations where they are just getting away with rounds that they shouldn't be because of some mishaps coming in from the other side. So what I'm getting from you here is that we're expecting Venom not to allow them to get back into some of those rounds that easily.
Yeah, it's particularly the anti-ecos, the anti-force buys, the anti-half buys. Monte have lost a lot of them during this tournament so far, and against other teams they've just won enough gun rounds that they've salvaged those maps. I just think against Venom, if you give them too many freebies, as it was, if you give them too much economic control, you might really struggle to get this game back. Curiosity there in the veto. The question for me is overpass. So Monte would ban it in most games. They decided in here to ban away Ancient, which Venom have picked in a lot of their other series. And Venom, they were too scared, man. They were too scared to pick overpass. It's definitely not their best map. They haven't played it actually in the last kind of 3 or 4 weeks. But Monte's got away with blinder there. They've just left the map they don't want to play at all open and not been punished.
You know what's the funny part about all of this? Statistically, Monte is actually a better overpass team if you just look at the win rate. But then you look at some of the games that Venom have played on this map, and the last time they played it was the Thunderpick World Championship, which was a LAN event, and they were able to 13-4 Aurora on it, right? So you must be putting a little bit of stocks into their overpass. So yeah, that's an interesting choice, but I feel like it is pretty expected to see Venom try and go for something that has been a little bit more comfortable, because they haven't really been playing overpass at all so far this tournament, as you pointed out.
Monte's got their 3 best maps in this veto. It will be Nuke, which is Venom's pick, Dust 2, Monte's pick.
What do you mean, man? Inferno the other day was pure cinema. I loved it.
It was entertaining. It wasn't necessarily what I want to see every day to preserve my sanity. That would be something else.
It was the best in a different aspect.
Yes, it was a life-altering experience.
Sure.
For all the reasons. All the reasons. Looks like, though, we're about to have some counter strikes on our screen. Fast ramp move, Ryu. Got some work to do. First man is going in backwards to try and distract, divert, pull attention. Decent trades behind it. Leaves us in a 3-on-3. Fast rotations, though. Bemis is already in control. They've seen a player backside. I'm not sure they're going to expect a second player down this early. As you said, Molly does the job. Bemis activates. But that bomb is trapped now. A little bit in the open. Gizmy begins to fight. And now this gets very awkward for this T side. Of course, when they plant, they'll essentially be down to one player that can actually duel. And they're quite hesitant. Okay. Bit of a tap first. They're just scared of everywhere. They're scared of Decon. They're scared, obviously, of Ramp. Clocksu is planting way open to Ramp and actually dies to Bemis. Innocent, left alone. It's just so difficult for him, isn't it, to isolate these fights. He does get an opportunity here if he wants to duel into Bemis. Decides against it. Running instead, a little bit open, does not get the bomb down, and obviously now the gig is very much up. Bemis does his job excellently.
Yeah, it's a perfect triple kill coming out of Bemis. Lack of comfort there towards the bomb side for the side of Venom, right? It felt like they had the possibility to actually disengage from that setup, undo it, and go for the double push in towards double doors, try and isolate that fight, right? So it did feel a little bit weird. At a certain point, it's kind of like they just believed that Bemis would have repositioned in towards Decon, and that's why you see them go for the open plant. Player on top of the rafters just protecting from the ramp peak, potentially. It doesn't quite work out, though. Force Spy still coming in, regardless of the lack of a bomb plant. A lot of util, so maybe something in towards outside, potentially lobby as well.
Okay, cross smokes go down. The spam. But 2 do cross. The bomb. Is the bomb about to go down the vent? The bomb is down the vent. Azu. Got some work to do here. Finds 2 up the ladder. Bomb does drop to the bottom, but I think the CTs will take this for sure. 2 kills for them. Who is it? Afro. It's peeled down from ramp. They defend this lower bomb site. Lobby clear in the meanwhile. Outside's been cleared as well by Gizmy, so information is pretty clear. I think if you're Monte, you understand that there's probably players down the vent. There's probably players in and around that lower site. So I don't think what comes next should be much of a surprise. Flay tries to get a timing out of Huts, but it doesn't prevail in his direction. And now they're going to have to break the glass to get through. Nobody's facing. These 2 lower defenders should be aware, and Gizmy's even clearing in towards double. Uffer's dispatched, and yeah, Innocent. He might get one here, but anything more should not be possible.
It's a great start for Monte. As you pointed out, I feel like with the overpass being out of the way, this veto is actually very good for them, right? There's a replay on that double kill. Azu didn't really need to go up the ladder in order to get both these kills, but he was like, hey, you know what? Bonus points there for the style. But with those two being in the map pool, and this is a conversation I really wanted to have, and I'm glad that we're getting to see Monte pick into it. Those two is the map that, even though Venom did win their first 3 series in this event, they lost in all of them, right? All 3 first wins were 2-1s, and the map that they were losing was constantly those two. Some close games, but it's still a map that they're not able to close. So, as you pointed out, Monte, a potentially good start here on the CT side of Nuke. It's a map that they usually pick into as well quite a lot, and float as a third and final. And then with Train as a third as well is really comfortable. But I feel like if you're able to get onto a good start, get some of those individuals warmed up, you do actually have the right conditions for a potential 2-0 here. Of course, it's quite early to be having that conversation, but in terms of the conditions, it doesn't really look that bad for Monte.
It was good so far. Let's see if they can keep this one squeaky clean.
It's an anti-eco, and we know they hate those, so...
Yeah, certainly hasn't been the trend to keep these super disciplined. But hopefully they've learned their lesson over the last few days. This one looks...
There you go.
Fairly easy. Flay finds one, but that is not too shabby. So 3 on the board for Monte. Of course, be a buy now for Venom. And might be their opponents. Sorry, it is their pick. Sorry, as their pick. Yeah. They play this all the time, man. They've certainly got a lot of options they can go into. And yesterday they kept getting down the vent, which was quite surprising.
Yeah, it's one of the things that Polish teams have always liked doing, right? Even if you want to go back a couple years, that lurk smoke into our single door grenade that everyone uses pretty much mandatorily at this point. That was an invention of 9, right? The Polish 9. Polish teams have always been very creative on this map.
No way.
As you can tell.
What is happening? That's a disaster. An unmitigated disaster. I guess Helper had a tremendous spawn. It is safe to say neither Gizmi or Afro expected a player to be swinging from behind red that early. And this is already in the territory of, do we just stack 3 on one site and save if we get this wrong?
That's what it feels like. Azu's got a good position towards the warehouse. Oh, he's been spotted out. That's a lot of information. You see a third player there. You know there's a whole lot of space for you to work with. You've got him isolated. You can just try and get that kill. There's no one to support him.
You can actually.
He doesn't really know that they know.
Oh, he gets him. Yeah. You can spam it. I'm guessing Azu peeked out a little bit as well, but this is pretty much perfect now for Venom. Monte, once they hear some noise on the top side, I think they'll just resign themselves to this save. And it's one of those rounds, man, where whatever plan kind of Monte had coming into this did not survive first contact. It never got off the ground.
This is the one thing that a team like Venom has always been really good at, right? Obviously, we say a team like Venom. This team under this name has existed for 2 months, but those are the ex-Kaleshi. That's how we call them, right? Mm-hmm. It's a bit of a weird name. Kaleshi, then you're looking at the Rebels. The core of the team has pretty much been the same for quite a while. Obviously, HFAT did arrive from BetClick not too long ago on a loan, but those guys have always been very good at creating very unexpected timings and being quite rapid. Another one that rings the bell is Enshin. You pointed out that it's been a really comfortable map for them. I still remember a couple of years ago, that peak from the right-hand side, well, perspective of the CT side, right-hand side of cave, where you just run out middle, you go up heaven, and you peek cave instantly on minute 42. You just go in with the first spawn. This is something that Polish Counter-Strike invented, right? So you can count on these guys to know how to create really uncomfortable timings, and this is the one thing that Monte needs to keep in mind. If you think that a timing exists and you think you've got it perfected after playing 10,000 hours of Counter-Strike and you've played professional CS for a couple years, when you're playing against those guys, you need to throw all of that in the bin. You need to be ready for everything. They are the type of team that's just going to see a good spawn and say, hey, you know what, we've got a cool play, let's send this guy out and try and mess up with the CTs.
There's value to that. People get stuck in paradigms of perfect defaults, perfect executes, but throwing a big old spanner directly into the cogs and do some damage. We just stay away.
Quite literally is Venom, by the way, because it does drive you crazy over time, right? You just get bit, and the bite is the first round that you lose. And you're like, okay, it's fine. And then it happens a second, a third time, and that just disturbs the defaults in the way that you're used to playing, right? It disturbs the timings of the nades, it disturbs how you rotate, it disturbs pretty much everything, because every single player on the map needs to be wary of those possibilities at all times. And that, for you guys, was how Alan sees the game without glasses on.
My eyesight's not that bad. I lived for, I went about 20 years, my first 20 years, without wearing glasses really at all. So, all
right. But don't get it twisted. He's 45, so that was a long time ago.
That was 1964, I think, if I remember correctly. Same year that Dust 2 came into the map pool. Right.
Nice.
Let's get this underway. Gizmy's back on location. Let's see what else Venom has up their sleeve. I dare say, outside players from Monte are not going to leave themselves exposed again to that sort of duel. And they will not. Looks like Afro was peeking in that direction. This round, though, it's just Huffer, more of a slow, defaulty sort of stance for them. Afro is absolutely trained. He wants the revenge. Oh, almost.
Early blocking towards that A-bomb site, starting with a bit of a ramp stack. Might be looking to actually push in towards Trophy with Afro being the spear of it. He's just going to hold for the angle as the rifle closes out the distance. This is good out of Monte. They're trying to be proactive here. Question is, how deep do you want to go? They're getting lined up for a lobby crunch.
Yeah, but they've just seen the outside smokes. They're thinking it could be numbers crossing into secret. That's not really the case. It's quite a lot of numbers in and around lobby, and I think that was the bomb that got dropped. So it's a decent amount of space created on this A-bomb side, but will be for naught if this bomb can't be recovered safely. Molly will hold Afro at bay for now. He does have a smoke. They want to get aggressive in front of this. Ryu's dropped down lower, which is a bit perplexing. The only reason you do that is if you're scared of a vent dive. But that is not the case. And now his teammates just have to wait.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit quicker. They do have a defuse kit, so I guess this is good. Actually, no, they don't.
Yeah, they need to go, man. Also, Gizmy's held at bay. The other player that can make a move is an AWP pushing into lobby, so you can forgive Afro for being a bit slow on this advance. Yeah, just running out of time here. It's not really possible. Yeah. Kind of bizarre, isn't it? It all starts with... Was it Gizmy that went lower immediately?
Ryu.
Is it okay? It was Ryu.
Yeah, there he is.
It's trying to like preempt what the T's are doing, but the only info they had is that two players were lobby.
It's also a little bit weird that they disengage from Trophy, right? Because you're looking at how that initial fight goes on. You drop the bomb, you know it's in towards HUD, you know both of them are somewhere in there. I thought the moment that they disengage and the Opera of Afro and the rifle just would rotate instantly, it would have made a little bit more sense if one of them just sprints up heaven, right? Either way, you just group up and fight together. Felt like it could have been a smart choice, but now Venom have been able to take control of the economy, and Monte have shot themselves in the foot. And this is what we were talking about yesterday as well, right? It feels like the initial ideas in a lot of these rounds from Monte are very good, but then the moment that it gets to some chaos and the moment that it gets to the mid round, sometimes it kind of feels like they're not really on the same page, or the idea is not maybe the most optimal.
It's got to be said, that's sort of the narrative you would expect with a series like this, especially if Monte played as Sinners. You would expect these teams, Venom and Sinners being the two, to have better mid-rounding.
Sure.
Monte are playing, they're obviously an international lineup, fairly fresh in-game leader, players in different roles they haven't necessarily played before, a lot of disparate pieces. There's plenty of reasons here why you'd imagine that's where their biggest struggles would come from. Hopefully that will change in time. I expect it will get better, but we're playing our match today, and they've got a lot of things in that regard they need to work on.
Well, just like that, the score has been leveled up, and that's another great opportunity for Venom to keep proving that their nuke is actually quite decent, right? Because they did lose it to Sinners yesterday, but that was a 14-16, and as you pointed out, that game was the most 50-50 matchup there could have been, right? With two maps going to distance and overtime, it could have been anyone's game. And Venom was the team to actually win the cleanest map. That was the 13-8 on Mirage. Previously, prior to that game against the Sinners, they were in a streak of 5 consecutive nuke wins. Ruby, Batera, Cybershock, Ecstatic, 33, and all of these teams are pretty capable when it comes down to this map. I wouldn't say it's a 100% punishment pick against any of them. So we know that the strat book goes deep. We know that they're very creative, and I feel like what you said there about the mid-rounds and how good their communication is, this is one of the things that complements a map like Nuke, right? Because Nuke is very reaction-based. Probably Nuke and Dust 2 are the most reaction-based maps in the map pool, right? Where you just need to have quick communication, and making the decision in 1 second and making the decision in half a second and communicating it properly makes all the difference.
Certainly the biggest difference between this and a Nuke is that on Nuke, sometimes you can't react because of how mid plays. On Nuke, you always can react pretty much, if we're talking CT side especially. So when we get on the defense, I agree. I expect Venom to look pretty clean and not get caught off guard a great deal. What have we got here then? Plenty of players outside. Deeper smokes, mollies, and such beginning to land. Are there any HEs to break these? There's one, but they're pretty wise to this, aren't they, Venom? They delay their move. Expecting the potential of that. A couple tags, but we're still getting our numbers down. And this
there was one tag that the Garage player should have heard, right? Azu should have heard that, or I don't know who's... No, it's Gizmy. So Azu's just rotating down the vent instantaneously, and not going to be surprising if we see Afro from the Ram join him. They still don't know it's 0-4 down there, though. It's just been Sobo left in towards outside to cut off rotation, so it could still be a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, they're certainly overloading it, though. They've only got 1 on A, so they're clearly committing in this direction. Azu, off angle, wins his fight. Very important, and check this out. Ryu's down as well. Commits in front of this Molotov to fight with his teammates. Another for him, and Venom needs to get on with these trades. And just the extra player down lower makes it near on impossible. Sobel was waiting to lurk for this afterplant, but that's not going to happen. He just needs to keep this gun alive, I guess, at this point.
That was a really good mid-round coming out of Monte. It was just a good reaction straight away, wasn't it? You get the sound cue of the spam, and those layered smokes, those 2 waves of outside smokes could be very perplexing at times, right? Because for a lot of teams, this is just a tell that they will instantly cross secret, right? This is a protocol that a lot of teams had, let's say, 1 year ago, where you just throw the diagonal, the mouse smokes, or the G2 smokes instantaneously at the start of the round, you don't do anything with it, then you go for the default smokes, and you cross secret 9 out of 10 times. Venom is one of these teams, but the fact that they waited out, they let the CTs break the smoke, they still know that they could have that late HE, it actually sells the fake really well, but it's just that one tag through the smoke that convinces them someone is trying to cross down silently that late into the round. There's probably going to be something happening.
Ooh, where's that kill come from? Azu finds one. That was all they back in Squeaky, and then the spam from Clocksu in the other direction. Oh, finds the orb, but Azu gets aggressive. Wow. That is pretty wild from the young Brits.
I don't mind it too much with the presence in towards outside, right? Because there was the outside smokes again, and they heard the drop on top of Mini, so Azu probably thought there's maximum 1 player in towards lobby, and he actually wasn't too wrong. There was 1 guy watching him. They were still ready, though. Does the damage, loses the fight, and now that's put them in a pretty precarious situation. 3v4. It doesn't really feel like you're working with too much information either. Bemis has been left all alone on A.
They're too spread out, these CTs. They need to take a risk and do it together. That's the problem right now, is they kind of consign themselves to lose this round unless somebody can make a massive individual outplay. Bit of pressure on A by these Ts, and that will only convince Monte further to stay spread. Once he begins to clear, they really might consider a save, I think, unless Gizmy can find some frags very quickly. Peeks out, does collect 1. Oh, the second is brutal. Absolute assassination. Innocent is out of the party at the moment. They might just favor the 2-on-1. Now it's a 3-on-1. And Flay, out of nowhere, has lost all of his teammates. This is going to be a very difficult round to play. As soon as he shows his position, every crosshair will be trained. Flay fights the first, but the trades are all too good. What a retake.
It was really well played, but the main man is Gizmy, right? That double kill does all the difference, and again, as you pointed out, it kind of feels like it's a bit of a trend for Monte. Every single time they're in a disadvantageous situation, they don't really tend to gamble as much. It kind of feels like they want to be spread around the map, and you're just putting a lot of emphasis onto your individuals being able to get them all to go. Gizmy doesn't get both these frags. It's a completely different round, but he does deliver. And that's the upside of it, right? You've got your pieces separated. You are pretty much giving yourself some minor possibility, a minor chance to win any single scenario that happens, but it's just a little bit of a lower chance than it would be if you were to stack.
I do think that round, though, for me is a case where Venom should have gone more aggressive for map control. This, though, this is certainly aggressive, isn't it? Bemis falls off the hut, does get traded. Azu's found a USP kill, so presumably he's already dumped his entire mag of bullets. But this is now very difficult. There's some util onto Heaven. It might give them a plant. But there's just so many players now to deal with. Can Cloxu even collect a gun? He can. Got a couple rifles in the mix. There's another smoke here if they want to put that Heaven or main.
Ooh, that's actually big. Azu is lining up the flashes for them to go, but do you want to go through the smoke?
I think you have to. They haven't really got an alternative. There's no HEs, though, so they need to move fast. Jumping down. Klotsu finds two. And now that script has flipped. Azu is too low to feel like testing this first. Flay connects, and Klotsu is an absolute beast. That was a half buy, and it has just put a huge downer on Monte's chances in this half.
It's not only a half buy, it's a 2v4, right? It's a 2v4 retake onto the A-bomb side, or 4v2 from the perspective of Monte. And it just feels like that second smoke ruined them, right? Ryu didn't realize where his teammate dies from, otherwise he wouldn't have dropped. He would have tried to just get the kill from above, but he just falls down, makes life a lot easier for Cloxu to confirm that kill. And look at what that has done to the CT side economy now. You've got Gizmy on a Deagle, you've got Bemis on an MP9. This is a break round for Monte. Venom win this, they could be reaching for 7.
Can you still do a bucket smoke like you used to on the A retakes? Do you know what I mean? Where you throw it from outside of Heaven on the stairs.
I think you could.
Just wondering if they could have thrown anything to make their advance a little bit nicer. Focusing on the here and now, this is a 4 spy around a few guns, and it's going very well so far for Monte. Flay decides he wants to say in this round. Azu does the only thing he could do, really. I know it looks a bit silly, but he was totally surrounded, and he decided to get aggressive. Smoke is milliseconds too late. Denies innocent. Yeah, this flank should seal the deal for Afro, really. And it does. Bomb yet to be planted. And players are looking all over the place. Venom clearly aren't aware exactly where these remaining CTs are, but it's all the same when Flay finds frags like that. So I'm not going to call it clean, but rounds are rounds.
Rounds are rounds, and now money is money. Well, money is not moneying for Monte, is what I wanted to say. Very impressed by the individual level out of Flay throughout the last couple of rounds as well. Looking very sharp on the rifle. That's usually been one of his best qualities, right? That was actually one of the things I wanted to see out of Venom going into this game. Because Flay has been by far the best performing team on this, or the best performing player on this team throughout the last couple of weeks. It doesn't feel like anyone else has been able to establish a level of consistency though, right? It's usually him or nobody else. I guess he's receiving a little bit of support coming in from Cloxu, but HVAC is one that I'm looking at.
Yeah. What? Huffer is in the spots that should give him chances. He's playing a lot of the spots Kisarek did play. He's the outside player both sides on this map, for example. These are high fragging positions. If you play them to the best of their abilities, that could have got a little bit scary. But Otsu does find the frag, so get away with that one. And these remaining CTs do their damnedest to at least deny a few guns. Let's see what they do.
Doesn't really make that big of a difference at this point. A couple scary dings though. Cloxu's still low. Sobo as well. A couple missed shots too. Bima's able to get out of dodge, and the CT's might have been tagged down too, but
there's nothing in the rule book here that says you have to go into the ecoing players. They seem pretty committed. Cost them another frag. So 2 down, only 1 rifle though. One of them was a Mac 10. And of course, this round is last. So I guess I should be a bit nicer to the Venoms. They're up to 6.
They've done a great job. They started this one 0-3 down. They've been able to recover it perfectly. And now you're looking at 6 rounds bare minimum on the T side. If I'm Sparrow right now, the coach for Venom, I don't really care how they were able to win the rounds. All I care about is the the round count. Early outside smokes once again. This time they hit him with the instant default ones. And that's a little bit unfortunate. Gizmi trying to make a play, trying to get aggressive in towards Africa, just gets dealt with by HVAC early on.
He's been out-dueled in that outer fight, hasn't he? A lot of times here. If it's not a direct duel, Venom are getting a lot of space. Plenty of these rounds. Ryu, he's the ramp player. He's given that up in favor of playing into Secret. And there's actually nobody on A at all. Minus now Bemis' move back in through Heaven. They're totally intent on fighting outside these CTs, but nobody's coming. So
yeah, you're expecting some of those late outside finishes, right? Because they've been doing them so much so far. You put that early pressure, you pause, then you go for the outside smokes and you try and cross later on. Now it feels like they're starting to read into it though. Venom lining up for what could be an A play and should be an A play, and this is a big kill. HVAC goes down, you've re-cleared outside, now you know it's something to do with lobby.
Ramp is still hella open, and that is a problem. Ramp claimed. Ryu, teammate, that's Azu. The rotations. Control under pressure. That's the bomb. Yeah, it's gone out in front. They need to kill Azu right now. But he's got teammates guarding his backside. Flay does find his frag, but he's just lost so many of his teammates. And Venom get a little bit lost in the sauce here. Going to cost them the round. Monte with the last of the half to at least get up to 6. Quick break. And then we'll see who can claim it in the second.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. It's life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll, Lex account a blue face. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice.
Second half, 6 apiece here at the Cedar Creek. nuclear power plants. And hopefully we do get going soon. Still waiting for these teams to ready up. And we've got a reversed HUD. That is it's totally reversed head. This is hurting my eyes.
Wow.
Whoa.
You know what's the thing? That actually took me back. I think there was a YouTube video that existed where people just played reverse maps. That's the most discombobulating thing in the world.
Is there I don't know where I'm remembering it from, but there was definitely a reverse Dust 2. Was it?
Yeah, oh, yeah, there is. There's a reversed version of every single map.
When was it used? It was used in something. Fuck.
Maybe a show match?
I don't remember. It might have been. Show match? I feel like it might have been like a 2v2 thing.
Like a Nate King video or something like this.
But it's like when you play
like the vibe.
It's like when you play like Mario Kart but reverse the tracks. It's just a different world.
I've never played Mario Kart.
Well, then you're not a real esporter, then, are you?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Take me back, man. Take me back.
I'll give you a
Lord, I'm ready.
At the end of this round. It'll blow your mind.
Looking forward.
Emus. Trying to blow some different minds. Decides not to peek instead. Azu is out by red. Is it just me, or Monte, do they know what they're going to do? They're just sort of sitting around at the moment. Somebody needs to make a call here.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's a bit more reactive, but they do have the Yuto and Afro, right? You've got the Molly double flash, which is pretty specific. Kind of looks like an A-pop. You Molly top HUD or CT Vent. Oh, there's the HUD Molly. And then you just flash out, you pop out, but they could be looking at a Vent drop too.
Wow, that's gone astonishingly well. 3 players immediately down. CT's a bit bamboozled on what's going on here. Players tagged a long way down, so he's not terribly compelled to take fights until his teammates get nearby. Now he has some buddies, and Kloxu uses Rain of Terror. Huffer with a ranged kill. Sobel down the vent. That was always going to be a difficult fight. And he meets his maker. 2 players now remaining here for Monte. Does somebody just get on the bomb at this point? Kloxu finally felled. There's too many to deal with, and even without a kit, I think they have this.
I don't know how they've pulled this one off. Yeah, they've got plenty of time for it. Well, maybe not plenty, but they've got it. Big double kill coming out of the Jewelies. That's always the risk, right? And it kind of ends up being the perfect call. I actually like the fake out of Monte. You slow it down, you molly HUD, you go for the flashes, you make it look like it's going to be an A play, and then you just make your way down the vent. Makes it a little bit more uncomfortable for the CTs, especially knowing that they've lost vent control and it's probably going to take them too long to go all the way around secret. They need to come in from the ramp with the Jewel Berettas, but they still end up landing the tags and getting the kills long range, which is not how it usually goes with the Jewelies.
Are we going straight into ramp?
Yep.
We'll shape it up in that
well.
direction. Smoke is dispersed, and I don't think they're going to respect this smoke. No, they do not. Ryu in first. Able to delay them a little bit, and jumping down. Sobel was very committed there, wasn't he? Stuck around for the fight. A lot of players would have fallen to the other side, maybe try and get into control. And this is pretty good for the T's. Picked up another rifle as well. And these CTs, they've now got a lot of positions they need to cover. They got, of course, the wrap through into hell and up into heaven. Do players come back lobby? There's a little bit of info that Innocent hasn't seen anything outside, but no doubt the CTs will have to stay spread out unless they make another information play.
It's a bit of a blind play coming out of the T's as well, though, isn't it? Now you get re-smoked. You don't have anyone else coming in from outside, no one in towards the lobby. You're all committed here, so eventually you'll have to just go down ramp, but that slowdown actually means that Kloxu is going to be all alone. No extra rotations coming in from the CT side unless he gets a multi-kill. I don't see how they win this round.
Gonna be tough. Hotsu.
There's one.
Whoa.
He's done it.
Second kill is a clinic. And now this is problems. Do the CT just decide to fight on this tap? There is a smoke here on double doors, which
Oh my god.
saves the life for the moment. Spam almost connects. Or Util flying in this direction. A late move from Flay. He's coming down from ramp. These two are going to buddy up. Afro peeks. The timing is incredible as he peeks into those two players. Ryu dispatches as well, and Venom were just about to really get into their retake, but get fragged before they can round those corners.
This is a great disturbing play coming out of Afro, by the way. Look at that job coming out of Clocksu. That double kill was absolutely massive. Should have guaranteed him the round, probably. Afro coming in with a big play, and we've been having that conversation about who has to be the leader of Monte, who's going to be the star #1. And if you're looking at experience, then the obvious answer should be Bemis and Afro, right? They have been the ones to play on the higher level for a little bit longer. Obviously, Afro with Fnatic, and then with some of the French teams beforehand, and Bemis on Mouse and FaZe for a couple months. Not too long, but Mouse predominantly. Both of them have been having a good game. Not the best one for Afro, but that double kill might actually change things around.
What an opener. Venom, of course, have force-fired in response, but they can't bring to bear anything like the amount Monte could bring in on their force the previous. No head armor. Upgraded pistols is the best they can muster. One for Sobel. That is all. Now that ramp is claimed, they've already got Gizmi lower. I guess you just save if you're Venom. There's no way into this.
That's become a very interesting T-side now out of Monte, right? Because you lose the pistol, it kind of feels like Venom are going to run away with a bit of a lead, and from that point on, it would have been difficult to imagine Monte bringing it back, but now you've ruined the CT side economy. You're still going to get an AK out of it, so I guess it's not too bad of an ordeal. You can drop that 5-7 to someone else in the next round, so you're going to have a pretty competitive half by all in all, but this is Monte now pulling one ahead and being in a position where they could potentially open up a bigger distance. Maybe give them a bit of a run for their money on that T side.
Let me give you my fun fact.
Oh yeah,
Waiting for an
forgot about that.
So, to my understanding, the way the human eye works is that light coming from the top of you actually hits the bottom of your eye, and light coming from below you hits the top. So your brain does the flip. You're actually seeing everything upside down. And I think this is true, that they get people sometimes to wear glasses that have mirrors that flip it back. If you wear them for long enough, you get used to everything being the other way up.
So you start living in China is what you're saying?
That's science. That's how it works.
No, you know what's the thing? It's actually a very fun fact. I do believe it because I've heard it somewhere else before. I think in school, actually. And it blew my mind.
At least you learn something. That's what
also
matters.
The fact that you know how you see your face in the reflection of a mirror? It's actually left and right are switched. The way that other people see you.
Wow. That is that's pretty astonishing.
It's a bit weird. That's why when you open the selfie cam and you take a picture, sometimes it kind of looks reversed, right? So the way that you see your own face and you think you look, it might be a little bit different than how other people perceive you and how they see you.
Sounds like a conspiracy to me. Sounds like a conspiracy. Pyramids.
Yeah.
That sort of jazz. Bemis dispatched, and Klotsu is making a go of this round. This is meant to be the lightest eco for the entire half so far, and Klotsu has found 3 players. Terrorists are very intent on getting rid of him.
Hold on.
Ryu could save this round.
Give us a bit of a donk. Happened just a couple days ago.
It's a real shame that I don't think Venom can get any of these guns very easily unless Flay flanks all the way through radio, but that would take some time. Molly going to make it very awkward for these two players backside, and with that kill,
they've done it.
They have certainly recovered a lot of this round. Pressure on Flay. Afro's looking here for the moment, but at some point they have to plant. There's only 14 seconds. No. Flay peeks, finds the first. Time pretty much seals the deal. Flay peeks before it, knowing that Ryu had to be on the move. So Klotsu strikes first, and Flay finishes the job as it's been all map.
This round was like an emotional roller coaster. Cloxu, the only rifle in it for the CT side. Look at what he does. Aggressive peek in towards outside. Deal with the first one, reposition in towards the HUD, get 2 more, and then it kind of felt like they were bringing it back here. Afro and Ryu, but both of them low on HP, and Flay just peeks, gets that 1 decon to the planter, and as you said, 10 seconds on the clock. Ryu couldn't have done much about it. He had to sprint towards the back of the bomb site. Flay just times the peek perfectly.
Good news for Monte is they did have some money in reserve. That's what you get for winning a 4-spy. Especially when you
yeah, bad news. Azu's already handicapped. He's starting this round on 21 HP.
That is
that's because of the good util work.
No warp for Fly. Gonna find to the rifle instead. And actually, they're playing double ramp this CT side in Venom. That's going to leave somewhere exposed, probably outside. There's cross smokes going down. Sobel decides overloading this area. I'm going to move Innocent with a wild spam. Does collect Gizmy. But actually, it's triple ramp. Off angle for Flay. Tends to be a one and done position. Gets his first. Can he find more? Molly is out. It's getting very awkward, but does get it down. And now Innocent's here. Bemis is making moves in the meanwhile, but is that bomb dropped all the way out in ramp? I think it is. I think Flay has the bomb. So it's all for nothing, really, that A control. And Ryu's now between a rock and a hard place. And he's dead.
Putting a lot of trust, I guess, into the first player that's just swinging out ramp, right? Both of the other guys just holding in towards secret or in towards hell and towards the ramp, trying to counter a potential second player going for the swing. So you're just putting that entire round into a 1v1, and it's a 1v1 that Flay ends up winning. So the round was pretty much done at that point. And I think they found a way to do it, Monte. They've allowed Venom to regain their lead. Money's not really there for the T side, so we should be looking at 10 rounds. And Venom are slowly starting to run away with this.
Pass move. Straight out of hut. Innocent. Oh, wild transfer,
perfect.
But he does connect.
Whew!
So he collects that one.
Punk still got it.
Certainly does. Some big moments a couple days ago. And he is chiming in very, very well. Venom up to 10. And as you said, their economic control is pretty striking at this point. They kept so many players alive these last couple rounds. Monte, to even get this now to overtime, will take some work because of how many gun rounds they're about to face.
Not an easy recovery, is it? Might be the right time for a tactical timeout. They decide to go without it. You've got 4 AKs, a Galoo in the hands of Ryu. He wanted that extra piece of util. And Flay is going to get aggressive. Look at him go. Gizmy, he's just going for the spam and he's all alone. So Flay knows. And he does seem to realize he was all alone. Early block coming out of Sobel, deciding to play right in front of the smoke. Good for 1, but he's got the support of HVAC, and they don't really look that committed into finding him. There goes the flash. That's allowed HVAC to reposition down the ramp, though, and this is an exchange you take any day of the week.
I'm surprised Venom is still 2 outside. They need to get a move on with this. They need to push. They need to fall back. Whatever, because they're just leaving so much of the map open. Innocent gets a straight-up kill on Gizmy in the meanwhile. What are they going to do? So Klotsu's going to push outside. Going to leave these two in and around A. It's not necessarily the easiest fights. Going to stick in main. Afro. It's up close. Flay doesn't seem to be aware there's another player, but obviously Noise Cube given away. Time was the ultimate deal breaker. And Monte are most certainly running out of chances.
They really are. And Flay is just getting more and more fired up, by the way. He's caught up with Clock, so he's 18-8 at this point. And it just feels like every single time Monte try and do something, try and go towards one of the bomb sites, or towards a position in general, Venom are just ready. Again, you go in towards the ramp, there's a double setup. It doesn't really feel like Monte a single time have been able to put Venom in an uncomfortable position where one person is responsible for an entire avenue all alone against a hit. There's some type of a bait and switch, some type of a crossfire setup every single time. Venom have been ready for pretty much everything that Monte have been throwing their way. And there goes the tactical timeout coming out of Kakafu now.
This Venom team, I expect them to have better protocols and better communication. It's starting to show there are very few gaps in this CT side at the moment.
Yeah.
If
you're Monte, it probably feels like an impossible to win game, right? Because you just go somewhere, they have a stack. You go elsewhere, they have a stack there as well. You just feel like they're in your head.
They need openers. They need routes into sites. Slower rounds at the moment are not being terribly favourable. This one's a half buy. It certainly feels like we're prepping ourselves for an inner pop, but Venom are well aware. Look at this 4 pretty much on A right now.
Yeah, not getting fooled by the outside utility right now. There's another smoke to potentially try and help Gizmy to get in towards Mini there. You're trying to fake the play down secret, but it will be the A-pop, and that's a perfectly timed all in towards the hut. You've
This
definitely heard some of that commotion.
Monte. Ooh, okay.
There you go.
That's a route. Cloxy's now got some work to do. Finds the first. Needs some help from his teammates. Up is dispatched, and his teammate's heaven is gone. It's all on Klotsu. He could have really done with some help there. He did a pretty good job. Just had 0 cavalry. So does make it up the vent. But there's just so many positions to work out first. Found. Player behind. Silo. Not collected. That defense crumbled in the face of the hit.
It's a massive play coming out of Monte, by the way, and it's a very cool call. I mean, obviously we can read into it because we see the entire minimap, but it's just the idea that you're making them think about the possibility of someone going down secret with that late outside utility. Especially in a half buy like this, you know the T's have a limited amount of it, so potentially when they're throwing so many smokes in towards outside, you think maybe they want to use them. Maybe they will try and just cross down. Then the A-pop comes in, the refrags were perfect. Gizmy winning that fight onto the mini player though, that was the big difference maker.
Oh no.
Sorry?
Right through the smoke. That is...
All 3.
Disaster stations. A 15-second round is what we're presented with. There is no wind in the Monte sails at the moment.
You just try and switch up the pace. You've been playing a pretty slow T-side so far, trying to be methodical, trying to go for a lot of mid-round takes in towards the ramp, some late A-pops. You just switch it completely, and Venom again, they were just ready. Spam through the smoke. You could say the stars aligned there for HVAC to get a double and another one coming out of Innocent, but you just get mowed down if you're Monte. You could barely see any of the CTs, and you just lose this round so quickly, and this is massive. This is 3 map points now for Venom.
Fearless with his ramp move. They're going to get aggressive. Alpha's got all this space. Triple boost. It's not going to net a great deal. And they've lost their teammate lower in lobby. Oh, when it rains, it pours. Monte just cannot call into the right area.
I mean, they're still on the triple boost, right? That's why there's no support.
Even the Tech 9 round, they went into 4A. It wasn't like Venom were really biting. It was the kill on Mini that disrupted the defense.
And now you've heard the drop in the scope out of the Opera, by the way. You know something was going on. Sobo's taking such a massive off angle. Difficult to get away with more than 1 kill. He's still going to play for the information. Afro peeking into this one with an op. Might have had an opportunity to get the kill. Wayward with the shot though. Sobo able to confirm that information. That's bump and Oper spotted.
There's no easy route into this round. Top hut angle is very hard to deal with. Kotsu gets 1. He's traded. And Huff has caught out a little bit in the open. Flay in the meanwhile does collect. Gizmy, that was on the lower site towards Secrets. So he was making an early move towards hut. I don't think Afro saw him. That kind of half jiggle. Bomb denied. 14 seconds remain. And now this plant is very difficult. And he get a good duel. Does find the first, but not Flay. 22 for him, 23 for Klotsu. Those two spearheaded Venom to this victory.
Yeah, that's a massive pickup out of Venom. All in all, a close map coming into this one. Monte did try and put up the fight to them, but again, disturbing them a lot of the timings, catching them off guard. A lot of the mid rounds look so damn good for the side of Venom, and when some of those individuals are popping off as well, you said it, when it rains, it pours. Flay having a big game, Cloaksu having a big game. Monte did try and give them a good run for their money, but that new goes in favor of Venom, and now that changes the predicament for the entire series. Monte will have to try and find a way to answer back on map 2, Alan.
Absolutely. It's going to be a tough road back, but that said, The maps couldn't really be any better here on for Monte. They do like a nuke, so that fell by the wayside here, but Dust 2 most certainly not a favorite for Venom. Very much so for Monte, and of course Train to end this series. So as we head into map 2, Monte with some work to do, but Dust 2 is home turf. I hope they can turn this around. Quick break, and when we're back, we'll get into Dust 2. We will see you then.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of A to Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll, Lex account a blue face. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. Gonna hear my song, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. I can run this town. Somebody give me the key. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. No more doubt about me. I can run this town. Don't you know I got the Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes. And you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Map 2 to follow soon. Of course, Venom snatched away Nuke. Was their pick, but they did look quite dominant for my money towards the end. Dust 2, though, expecting a bit of a different story. It's definitely a stronger map in terms of recent times. For Monte, Venom, they used to play it a lot. It used to be one of their better maps, but it's definitely slipped as of late, Ted. I guess the question is, have they done their homework? Have they made any tweaks to their Dust 2?
I think the difference is actually quite slim between Venom being on a streak of losing 5 out of their last 6 Dust 2 maps and winning the majority of these games, right? Even if you look at the stats page, it's a lot of red, but you look at some of the losses, it's very close games, Alan. 11-13 against Novak, 10-13 against Batera, 11-13 Nemiga, and another 11-13 losing to Huba Buba, which is a phenomenal team name, may I add. The only loss that they have conceded so far in this tournament that was a bit of a vocal one on this map was against Ruby, and they were able to just get 5 rounds in that game. But yeah, I believe that when it comes down to Venom and Dust 2 is one of those very false senses of a team being incompetent on a map, which I don't think they are. I think it just comes down to some of the closer situations, maybe someone stepping in individually, which is quite convenient for them today, right? You're looking at some of the individuals on map number 1. Flay had a phenomenal first map, and this is an Oprah's paradise, Dust 2. If Flay is able to keep it going, if Cloxu is able to keep it going, I think Monte might be in for a bit of an unpleasant surprise, and we need to see a bit of a step up coming in from Afro. He did have a couple good rounds, but all in all, he has been losing the fight against Flay so far.
It does feel like, certainly now having seen Monte plenty of times, individually they are inconsistent, but I'm willing to wager quite a lot of money that the reason their individuals look inconsistent is because as a team, they're inconsistent and things sometimes fall apart, and sometimes they just front run these games and they're getting endless 5v4s, and people like Bemis are absolutely shredding. They're getting so many kills, but other times they get put in uncomfortable positions. Their mid-rounding has some problems, and I think for both of us, there's kind of the fear coming into this Dust 2. Statistically, it looks like Monte probably should win it, but Venom feel like a better team to me, and that can trump any statistic going into a match.
It definitely can. Going into map number 2, it's all or nothing on the line for the side of Monte. You win here, you keep fighting. In ESL Challenger League Season 50 Europe Cup 4, you lose, you're out of the competition, just a couple meters away from the grand final against the Sinners. The Czech side still waiting for one of these teams. Venom on Dust 2 with their first opportunity to get a rematch. Both these teams were sent into the lower bracket by the Sinners. Only one of them will get an opportunity to try and fight back, and it's Dust 2 that will give us an answer whether that's going to be Venom or if we'll need a third and final map. Let's get underway with it.
There we go. We're in game. These teams are not that far from Pro League right now.
No, really. You're looking at it as probably, what, 3-4 consecutive best of 3s you need to win, and you might make your way in there.
Sure.
And that could be a fix for the entire next year. This could be absolutely massive for them.
This is going to fight. But this is meant to be a ruse. The bomb is in tunnels, and Venom are not biting. Commit to their player low. They got 2 players on catwalk. Sobel is jiggling from the B site onto the tunnel. Bemis continues to press the issue. Another smoke goes down for them. And it seems to pull some rotations. Sobel dealt with on his own on B. Didn't have any help. There is a fairly early flank from Klotsu, but he's spotted from behind. Flay is on his own flank, but all this time they're going to burn. Dealing with these deeper players will cause problems. They do find their frag. There is a kit on Innocent, but Bemis himself is continuing to be on a flank himself. This is so awkward for the CT side, and time soon could be a huge problem. Ryu needs to be dispatched, and he is. Where's that kit? They need to get on this bomb. No kit here, but I think they can still stick this. And Bemis says, no way, Jose, on my HP. I'm not fighting.
This is shocking. How are they able to steal this one away? The Joe Berettas are just doing all the work. HVAC, the amount of impact he's been able to find with those 2 pistols has been immense throughout the entire series. It felt so good for Monte. You walk into a bomb site, you get the opening kill, you've got the flank in towards T-spawn, cutting off those tunnels rotations, and it was a little bit late that they were able to deal with that. And then you have Bemis landing, Goosh is coming in from that A bomb site. Still unable to get it over the line. And HVAC, that double kill, that was everything. Monte, gotta go for the force buy. You got the bomb plant, you got a couple kills as well. An early attack would have been perfect. Afro a little bit wayward with the shot.
Call up catwalk.
This is so quick.
And of course, there's no AWP at this point in the game to greet them, so comes all the more powerful to swinging off catwalk. Mid B util going down, but that is deception. Full catwalk contact. Lining up though for Flay. 2 found, tags onto a third. He has most certainly done his job to keep this round in the balance. Bomb should get planted. Some util here on these retaking players. Where is it dispatched? Molly towards the short side, but numbers rounding ramp now. Ryu traded. Afro and Gizmy are quite low as well, and Gizmy ducks into CT. How does he defend this bomb? He doesn't. I'm not sure he did himself any favors there, Ted, with that move.
No, it felt much more like a desperation move, right? You're just putting your money on the fact that they don't have the kids. You're trying to change the avenue. Find a bit of a more comfortable position for yourself, I guess, but it didn't really work, did it? Opening kill was great. Flay with that double kill does so much. And towards the back of Plat, he's able to find a double. They get the refrag, but that buys so much time for the rotations to come in. And one of the things that Venom have been doing very well so far is retakes, right? And they've been very quick with a lot of them. Not really letting Monte set into comfortable post-plant positions, not letting themselves realize what type of a scenario they're in. It's just react, react, react. That's what you need to do on that T side the moment that you plant the bomb, because Venom are just putting the pace, putting the pressure.
Venom should be aware that a buy is pretty likely right now. Don't think this will catch them off guard. But a mid-contact move. Again, there's no AWP, and the timing's pretty brutal. Nobody's looking. We're gaining so much space. Sobel swings out. Needs so many players. Does collect the first. Trade is there as Ryu flies through the smoke, and those rotations now are starting to become a factor. Bomb will be planted.
It can go.
But it's one man to the left. These are winnable for the T side, but it's going to rely on Gizby doing some serious work, and he does. 2 fast kills. Puffer now with lots to do, and Afro finishes. Monte break the economy.
It's a pretty fast-paced game so far and all, isn't it? Monte just trying to find those early gaps. The first round in towards short, now in towards middle, when Gizmy just going absolutely nuclear with the double kill. A trip piece coming out of the IGL. And that was a good reaction all in all coming out of Venom. They knew that Afro was going all the way around in tunnel, so they did have that timing to try and challenge Gizmy, but he's just so good. And that has broken the money.
So favorable for the T's when you pull this off. So favorable.
Yeah, keeping that economical pressure up at all times. By the way, that was the easier lineup for that door smoke on middle, in case you want to save that. The other one is the one with the movement, right, where you just line yourself up from back. But this is the one that's a lot that you're a lot less likely to miss.
When in doubt, take the lazy option.
Yeah,
It's a good mantra to live by.
It's probably the best way to approach utility in general, especially with so many complex lineups existing nowadays in the game. If you can find a way to make life easier for yourself, why not?
So Venom are pretty committed to this mid setup, aren't they? They're not defending B itself. Innocent is hard cleared. And these two are a bit later contact, so can't initially fight. They're sort of drip feeding in one by one at the moment. Sobel doesn't hit his mark. And this is very clean now for Monte. This is as good as it can get, really. I appreciate they lost 2 rounds early here, but the economic game is so favorable for them now moving forwards.
See, this is showing good awareness coming out of Monte. This is not them trying to force the issue and rush their way out of middle, right? This is them being like, okay, we just took that gap in the last round. Maybe the CTs will react. They have a little bit of a lighter buy, so it is pretty likely that they try and stack up a lot of their players to the single point. Try and deny us from a play that obviously just now worked. So you just clear every single angle. Flay, gotta be careful. He's gonna be able to land a nice headshot onto Afro, but he should be going down. Gets another one, and there you go. A couple nice shots coming in from the scout, but that's not really going to do too much. It does give him that extra money though, and this is actually massive. This round is going to be a full eco, and the next one, because of that, and the loss bonus, he's going to have plenty of cash to go for that big green. Get it out as early as possible. He was hitting some very nice shots on Nuke. Definitely one that could be a difference maker here on Dust 2 as well.
It's getting a bit spicy on Catwalk. There are just so many CTs here. Azu did actually let a player straight through that big door smoke, but fortunately for them, doesn't actually result in any losses. So 4 alive, money's super good for Monte, and Flay's forced a glass is the only way he can get an AWP on the board.
All right. Yeah, they didn't actually get too many kills in this previous round, so yeah, it has to be the glass cannon. At least he's got some bonus cash for a smoke. $200 all he needed for that AWP. And the armor. Learning utility with Afro. Look at that move from Sobo. And Flay.
Yeah, it's kind of a fake tunnel smoke, isn't it? I think Ryu's aware that this is a distinct possibility. Takes a bullet to the cranium, but wins his duel. And this is looking very good now for Monte. They'll know that there's probably 2 players there. And they can just slowly default out now. Ernest is most certainly on the CTs to make the next move.
This is still alright for the B play though, right? Flay, that lurk smoke creates a little bit of discomfort, but he still has the utility. Actually looking good. They haven't seen him. Haven't spotted him out. He's still alive towards the back of the bomb side. Able to get one, make it a double. Flay is going absolutely nuclear towards the back of the bomb side, and they found the kill in towards middle in the meantime. This round has just collapsed for Monte right in front of their very eyes, and Afro might not really have a lot of better options than just saving.
I don't know what happened in mid. I'm guessing somebody messed up a mid to B smoke for Monte, but they managed to smoke doors themselves there. And then they still committed through it. Somehow the CTs got off a smoke themselves. Irrespective of all of that stuff, when you're in a 5-on-4, why take any risks? Why force the issue to split B immediately when you've shown numbers tunnels? They was overeager. They didn't need to do that. Obviously takes some huge individual plays to save the round, but still.
I mean, Flay is on 9 and 4 already.
Yeah.
That was the first round he had the open. He found a massive double. He was all alone under pressure, lurk smoke, Molotov splashes. He's still able to find both these kills. That's what we were talking about. Maybe not now, maybe not on the T side, but still, Afro needs to have a big game here, especially when Flay is hitting that hard. Ooh, double smoke in towards B, a bit of a miscom moment between Cloxo and Sobo.
Hope he doesn't hold them later on.
It's looking like another B split, right? Just put a little bit of pressure on short, on middle, make Monte think, or make Venom think that you're trying to switch things up, and then just lean back in towards middle, especially with Ryu still being in towards that tunnels area.
Problem is they want to really sell a catwalk move, don't they? It's not going to be easy.
Ooh.
Gone to Gizmy.
That's tough. And there's not going to be a lot of presence in towards short anymore, right?
So Klotsu clears close mid. See if they can get back to double B proper. They do, but hopefully not. Quite a quarter transition. Klotsu's moving around an awful lot. Zobel immediately headshot. And that CT setup, they were just too much in transition. And this is too much to ask, I think. Yeah, instant call to save.
Also, was the double smoke that I mentioned just a couple of seconds ago, right? If they didn't double smoke, both the B players threw their smokes at the exact same time. They would have had one more. That could have delayed the play a little bit coming out of Monte. So this is just Venom shooting themselves in the foot, right? This is why those little details are so important. That bonus smoke might have delayed the play. That might have given more time for the A players to realize that nothing was going on. Maybe one guy gets a little bit closer in towards middle when you've got a quicker rotation. There could have been a lot of things to go differently if they had that extra piece of util. And the flashes from Afro, especially that second one for the car player, that was immaculate.
Terrorists win.
It was basically their only option to hit B like that. They couldn't get Catwalk. That means you can't sell. If you can't sell Catwalk, a mid B split is much harder because the A rotate is probably in CT spawn. So that was the only option they had remaining, and they pulled it off very, very well. Onwards we ride. Some decent long spawns. King Dust 2, be a miss not to use them. In we go. Shorty fights to follow. Two players turn. They're trying to turn flashes, but Puffer granted next an opportunity. Flay in the meanwhile. Flay aggressed lower tunnels. Okay. We know what sort of game he wants to play today, don't we?
Yep, it's the wild one. And we were talking about that early presence from Monte and towards middle throughout this entire map, by the way. Venom have not really been trying to adapt to it too much. I mean, you have the Oper starting in towards lower, but they still have been so ready when it comes down to those side hits. It doesn't really matter how many times Monte have tried to take that early control in towards middle, go for those mid walks. They're still starting with 3 in towards long, and again, you can see the flashes are absolutely great, even though there wasn't a smoke, there wasn't a Molotov in towards the long door early on. So Monte could go out and have that fight. They just get absolutely mowed down. Not ready for the numbers, and that's the scary part for me. Monte getting 4 rounds on the T side is still not too bad, but it's the fact that Venom are winning some of these rounds very cleanly. He's going for it.
Fool me once. Surely don't give him a chance for spamming that possibility.
Yeah, Afro is just going for the spam through the smoke. He wants to let Flay know that they are aware of the possibility.
Nonetheless,
push him away.
Look at the time it's like buying. The T's are so scared to even get out of lower tunnels and start thinking about their mid presence. We've got 1 minute 21 and only now is Azu starting to make some moves. Bomb is top mid, so we're nowhere near hitting a site. Boost for Afro. Azu flashed in. Flay's forced off the angle. Got a teammate behind him, so this shouldn't develop into anything too scary. Leave Innocent on the boost.
That's a good move coming out of Flay. Not a lot of short takes so far. They've been exploring middle a lot, but you've got 2 players on B right now in the boost in towards CT spawn, so the Oper could stay engaged in towards short. They do have the util for that. They need to flash him off.
Nice move. They go with flashes really early there. They don't wait for util to land and all the mollies in the world. They go on the flashes early. And that's why they're able to gain so much space before there's any reaction.
Eyes on Bemis.
Yeah, rare 5-on-5 retake here. Can Bemis be a factor before these CTs get in an advanced position? Big kill from Flay. And it looks like, yeah, Innocent's holding. Bemis is dispatched. This is absolutely on now for this CT side. Good kills from the site. There's more members to deal with. Here come the swings, and Izmi is doing so much work. 4 kills for him. That's a way to win a round.
You know what? You might be looking at Afro on 4 kills and Bemis yet to register 1, but Gizmi's been going so big in some of these rounds. Look at that. The double kill in towards B a couple rounds ago in that 2v3 retake. Or 3v2 retake, shall I say, from the perspective of Venom. And now he claims another triple. Gizmi is just going lights out. 11-5. And a tactical timeout coming in. At this point, even when Venom are making the right decisions, even when they are approaching stuff correctly, some of the individuals on the side of Monte are trying to hold on. And this is what you want to be seeing. Flay's having a phenomenal game, but they're still losing.
Did Gizmi pick up an AWP thinking Afro needed it? What's happened here? Can somebody sell? Did they save both these AWPs through?
Yep.
And they have no money for another rifle.
Nope.
Okay.
Double AWPing.
Well, probably the easiest map to give it a go, but the mid-rounding is the problem, isn't it? You're all fine to obviously hold angles early, but how do you take a site with 2 AWPs? See if that's a big factor a bit later on. Azu moves his way in. fine shooting. That's a man advantage for Monte and a rifle on short, which I imagine Gizmy will make a beeline for soon.
They're still ready for the mid presence though. If you try and send someone out there, both Sobo and Clox are in a good position to deal with it. But again, there's a bit of a gap in towards short and Monte wants to explore that. A lurk smoking towards the B-bomb side. A little bit more utility coming in mid. Gizmy will get team flashed. They are creeping their way forward, but again, they'll have to go through Flay with the op on A. And all of that commotion is being heard and communicated by Cloxu. That's a wild play out of Innocent, but he still gets the kill.
Ooh. I thought that flash would absolutely seal the deal for Fly.
It's still on.
Through. It is indeed. There's so much util on Klotsu too. You get a molly down onto mid-site. Make it quite difficult. Bomb does get planted. Here comes that molly. And he's just going to go straight through this smoke. Wild move. And Innocent was not really ready to help. 19 HP. Nobody's showing. Afro does miss, but that's information all the same. Surely this is impossible for Innocent. Surely it's not possible. 8 HP. Gonna need an instant headshot to pull this one off. And he can't find it. Whew. Still, that got a lot closer than I was expecting.
It did. Yeah, this was a massive round as well. Look at the money now on the CT side. They've completely lost all of it, and it felt like it was a bit of a solo effort coming in from the short player as well, just dumping all the U to right-click flash through the smoke, hoping for the best. Didn't expect that close angle. He probably felt like he needed to take the initiative with Innocent being so low on HP, but as you pointed out, a little bit disconnected there, the IGL, from all of that. Didn't really feel like he had an opportunity, but then he comes in closer, gives it a good bash. And a tactical timeout coming in from Venom this time around. Cloxu disconnecting. Far from ideal. And he's back again.
Run away.
They've got 3 nades.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, what's the plan here?
Oh, are they nading top middle together? The moment they get smoked off? If they do, which they will. If they get the timing right, they might get a kill with this.
They're all running on to B at the moment. So all the nades are on the B-bomb site. I mean, if Monte can B, this could go down as the greatest round there ever was, but there's a lot of defaulting left to do, and obviously they're not going to see anything mid or A.
Monte are taking their time, though. You still potentially have the time to rotate back, and are they going for another mid to B split?
I need them to end B to see what happens. I need it. Gonna re-clear short. And I think our desires are not going to be founded. It's going to be catwalk. The mid to be util is all a disguise.
I think we can use that for a bit of a trivia, because this round is obviously not going their way. Well, not a trivia, but just a survey. So I presume you did see the new buddies with the stickers that you can attach to the guns?
A little bit, yes. I haven't seen them in game, yeah, but I know the gist.
Sure. Are you a fan? And that's a question to people in chat as well. You can let us know what you think.
Presumably there is a cut for the teams. Such. Is there?
I don't really know. But that's Valve's business, and they would never let us know.
Okay. Well, anything that helps the scene out, I'm all for. Anything that helps the teams.
Okay. Yeah, I vote for it. Hopefully Robs can get another Porsche.
That's what matters, really.
Yeah.
If you've got...
It's all about the supercars.
You've got Rops's garage versus End World Hunger. I know where I'm voting. And that's why I didn't win Miss America. I had the wrong hope when I went on stage. I pledged for the wrong things. There's always next year.
What brings you here? Whoa. The first place prize, obviously. Gonna put that over to charity? Hell nah.
This is so aggressive. Wow. Slightly delayed long pop, and they are making moves. 2 found, make it 3. Azu with the hat trick. And this round feels pretty much over before it's even started for the defense, especially if there's any read. The Venom and more players A. Kosu forced to swing. And he's not long for this world. Azu, not the ace, but not far away. 4 for him. And Monte looking nailed on here for 8. There we go. Afro chimes in. 8-4. Monte looking revitalized as we go into half number 2. Work to do for Venom. 4-8 down. Snowball game. Getting back into this one. And a pistol would go a long way to steady this ship. As he wants none of that. He ended the first half very well. And he's clearly intent here on taking some more fights.
Hey, Fake. Get close to the smoke. Azu's in towards lower. He's seen the bomb. Now you know. Now you know exactly what the plan was. What's the decision that the T's want to make, though? Committing to be a little bit slow. Actually, they've decided against it. Cloaksu does have that A-bomb side to himself.
It's almost the same pistol as Monte ran.
Yeah, it's very similar.
But the difference is they've cancelled. They're actually going to route back into T-spawn.
The CT should know Cloaksu's here, right? They spotted him out earlier. It's all about where he's at, exactly. So you will see Gizmi clearing out some of those angles. But the real fight happening in towards top middle right now. This bomb will have to try and cross.
Very unusual. You see these sort of jewels on the pistol round. And this bomb has crossed. Away of Venom. Going to move now towards
Cross successful.
long. Clocks.
Oh my God.
The timing is brutal on the part of Gizmy. And with this many bodies. Okay, Ryu does find the first. Let's group up, guys, and just triple peek or whatever. Okay, the bomb didn't make it far enough across. For Klotsu to snap that one.
Knife him.
And Ryu.
Okay, he was looking.
He's dispatched. So Venom. Long-winded. Route to it, but they do claim the pistol.
Try and remember the last time a pistol round has happened and HVAC hasn't gotten a kill with the dual Berettas, by the way. He's buying them every single time on the CT pistol, and the moment that he gets to play a T pistol, when he sees them dropped on the ground, he picks them up and gets a kill again. He's a dual Berettas menace. Also, he's got 10 kills, 5 of these in pistol rounds, a double kill on the CT pistol, a triple here.
Valuable frags. There are a lot of players long right now. And Ryu's got a flashbang. This could get crazy. Innocent. Let's find one. And there's so much lead flying through these smokes at the moment that no CTs will survive. Very quick route for Venom up to 6.
Yeah, this is the living proof of how the kill count could be a little bit misleading, isn't it? I just pointed out, obviously those kills are very impactful because they're coming in pistol rounds, but HFA has got, what, 5 of his kills against pistols? 3 here on the anti-eco, 5 more in pistol rounds. We're getting to the nitty-gritty of things though. Monte, first buy round on the CT side. No AWP available just yet, but they do have the M4s.
Well, it's a man advantage for Monte, but at some cost. Venom rebuffed. They look to just play at a default instead. This is the next move. Gonna walk mid as a pair. No AWP around, so they're quite happy just to press the issue a little bit. Look for a duel. Don't think they're gonna get an easy one. Azu goes for a peek, but they've already slipped back. They haven't taken short or pressured it at all, so I think it's a pretty easy call if I'm Monte to not disregard short, but keep my numbers elsewhere for now.
That could be a deadly setup. If Ryu's able to get a single kill or at least get the attention away, that's going to set up Azu perfectly. Oh.
Do they clear him? Let's find out. First man does not, clearly, and there's a third on location. Gizmy's here already. Azu with the free piece. Beautiful round from him. And indeed, the setup was far too much to break.
Yeah, a little bit of lack of presence, as you pointed out, in towards middle and short there from the T side, right? Made it very easy for Monte to read the room, know exactly what's going on. The long play was not really in there either. There was the push on the minimap coming in from Beema, so you just rotate the pieces back. Even if they wanted to group up and make that a fake and then go late into towards short, you had the smoke, so that avenue was blocked. A pretty good way to get into the buy rounds of the second half here for Monte. You know what I feel like when I'm watching these games? Sometimes I feel like I'm just listening to some hardcore techno music, because I'm always on my toes. It's always a little bit dynamical, but now they've slowed it down. Are you a techno guy, Alan?
No, I'm not.
Really? Okay.
Well, enough drinks and anything sounds good, to be honest.
Sure. Yeah, I've seen what you can do. You've got some fire dance moves.
Only for special occasions, so they come out.
Hell yeah.
It's universe, that sort of
privileged. Hell yeah.
thing. Okay, well, sure it's claimed. Feels like Venom are shaping up for an A split, but for now, this util will hold them at bay. See, Gizmy's thinking about where to commit. He's the A rotator. He's thinking, do I go into CT? Do I fend off a B split, or do I stick to my guns and stay on A? And looks like he made the right decision. Fast rotations as well. as Monte double up, essentially. 4 of them on defensive A. Innocent finds 1, and that leaves Long exposed. 2 players now peeling off. It just gives me on the site. Can he find any more? No, he cannot. And Innocent
got another one?
Absolute menace out towards Long. Bomb, though, is dropped.
Time.
And time is a huge problem. Ryu wins the round.
It's again the same problem probably like in the first round, right? Or the previous, sorry, first buy round. Even though Innocent is able to get a kill that he's probably not supposed to, it just feels like it's a little bit obvious where they want to go, right? A little bit slow, you gather up, you're letting Monte work around the map, and they've been playing a pretty proactive CT side. They've been constantly looking for that information. A good moment for a tactical timeout. If you're Venom, you probably feel like you're just giving Monte free reads of what's going on every single time, so might be about the right time to amp the pace a little bit going into the next buy round. Obviously not right now. And that's a quick reminder to everyone at home. This is our consolidation final here at the ESL Challenger League Cup 4. The winner of this one will be playing Sinners in the grand final tomorrow, and the winner of that will be going to the finals for the European Cups, playing against the other 3 winners of the previous editions. That's going to be a pretty interesting brawl. That's going to take place between the 18th and 20th of November. We've already got Parivision there, Jame and co. Obviously, we'll be attending the major too, but this is going to be their warm-up event. BC Game and ESC. So we already have one Polish side there.
Got to win this to make it. That's where the focus has to be. This one, a full Glock eco, so we're not expecting much out of this round.
I am. I'm expecting at least half a kill.
Old prediction.
Half a kill.
Well, Bemis is completely alone here, so
52 HP.
they can overwhelm. Maybe there's a chance with Bemis. It's all the way back here to the corner. Is there a flash for him? That is not how you flash it, Azu. That one's a bit better. And you get you more than half a kill. That's the good news. The bad news is nothing else.
Beggars can't be choosers. That's all I'll say. BMS. That was a good sequence out of him. And we were talking about eco cobras, by the way. I don't wanna make it sound like I'm just onto HVAC. BMS has got 9 kills, and 7 of these have been against ecos.
Wasn't he also like 0-6 or something at some point? Right?
Yeah, and then he got a 4-piece against in an anti-eco round. That's how he got himself out of the doldrums.
Okay.
And now he did it again with a triple.
Now or never, Venom will be on train any minute now, unless you can conjure something up. A bit more pace to this default. Sure, it's cleared. Ooh, half a chance there. Take Afra out of the game. And Monte are leaving Long hella exposed at this point in the round. Only now Bemis moving back, and Gizmy is
bit of an oversight.
fucked.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. You knew he was close, right? He flashed you off the angle, he tagged your teammate, and you just throw the smoke, stay wide in the open. Afra was not really in a position to try and support.
It's all going on here. As he's in behind. Oh my lord. Game changing. Thank God somebody was there to deal with it. We're left in a 2-on-2. What is the next move? Ryu's very committed to B. Bemis isn't too far out either. So for the moment, the CZ's are decently positioned to deal with this, but of course a lot will rest on the Lithuanian. Ryu seems to find his fight. Doesn't win. A lot of damage dealt, but no frag found. Can Bemis pick up the pieces? Ooh. Burst collected, and very low HP on the Polish player, Sobel. Once that bomb in, Bolly is making it hella awkward, and Bemis does the job. 12 now, 6 chances for Monte.
That should be a third map. And this is just a reoccurring topic. As we already mentioned, the first 3 games that Venom played in this tournament, the only map they were losing was Dust 2. That's been one of the few that people have been able to constantly get away with. And this could be one of the most decisive ones as well, right? At least the others were close. 10, 11 rounds that they were able to win. None of that this time around. It's just a whitewash. Monte just running away with it. Making it look very easy. And Azu, he's been having a great map so far. 20 kills. The UK prospect. And Afro's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with some of these plays. Aggressive should have that kill onto Innocent.
It's feeling done. Afro there's a bit trapped. So much util being splurged to try and get him out. Fast, short approach. Do they test this Molly? Huffer says yes. And meets his demise. Bemis just behind. Lending a hand here. Sobel left alone. And the job is done. Monstrous CT side. Clean sweep, I believe, for Monte. And we are indeed on train.
That's what it felt like at the start of the game. As we said, Monte had a favorable veto. They had that punish pick coming into Dust 2. Maybe things didn't look great on map number 1, but now they're in a great position to try and bring it back. Train, usually one of their comfort grounds as well, and now we're back to square one. Venom had their opportunity, but could not convert. It's just one map left to decide it. Which one out of these two teams will be facing off against the Sinners in the grand final? We'll find out right after the break.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account or blue face. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Full power, get louder. I'ma get strong, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. Gonna hear my song, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. I can run this town. Somebody give me the key. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. No more doubt about me. I can run this town. Don't you know I got the Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes. And you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. The way you like it. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Third and final map here between Venom and Monte. A loser goes home, winner goes through to the grand final up against Sinners and keeps their chances of Pro League next season alive. Monte looked revitalized, didn't they, at the end of Dust 2? Clean sweep on the second half. We have our doubts about this team sometimes. They are a little bit inconsistent, but we do have to admit, Ted, their ceiling is high because they're just so strong individually.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it feels like, right? Monte have been able to recover into this series in a very impressive way. And coming into today, we were talking about their lack of consistency. We were talking about their lack of capability of converting some of the advantageous situations. But especially on those two, that wasn't the case, Alan. They looked very sharp. Some of the decisions they were making were great. And in comparison to Nuke, it kind of felt like even tactically, Venom were not able to provide a lot, right? Especially on that T side. A lot of it was easy to predict that Monte were playing a very high tempo information surge based game, and it kind of felt like most of the time ahead of the curve when it came down to the curve obviously being Venom's idea. So going into train, I really feel like the narrative has shifted now. Monte have been known to go from being the best on the server to complete transparency in that sense, but I feel like going into train, that's been the only constant for them throughout the last couple of weeks as a very good map. The only map that they haven't lost so far in ESL Challenger League, that they've played so many times. 5 out of 5 wins since the start of October when we were talking ESL Challenger League. They took down 33, they took down Nemiga, they took down GG How, Phantom and Cybershock. I really feel like Monte have taken control of this one.
They have in recent times, but on the server can be a different story. I'd still back Venom, I think, to win this series. Based on what I've seen so far during this tournament, this was just the knife round to establish who's starting on what side.
I'm going the other way, by the way. I'm going with the Monte boys. I think they've got it.
Old prediction. Old prediction.
I was talking about the knife round.
Okay.
No, I think they win the map. I really feel like they win the map from here on out. I think that the individual level was just a little higher. We haven't seen Afro pop off too much, but if Gizmy's able to keep it up, and he's been instrumental to their success, by the way. Ryu's been playing well. Gizmy's been providing on all cylinders. Monte are definitely looking strong now going into that third and final map. But this is it, folks. It all comes down to this. One out of those two teams will be facing off against the Sinners in the grand finals of the ESL Challenger League Europe Season 50 Cup 4. And we've got just one map to decide which one will it be. Is it going to be Venom or Monte? Both of them sent down the lower bracket by the Sinners. Only one of them will get an opportunity to get redemption.
Wasting no time. Straight out of A main, Azu hits home and hits hard. Bemis chimes in as well, and Azu continues to be a big problem for Venom. They don't get anywhere in terms of encroaching on that bomb site. 20-second pistol round, and Monte continue their round-winning streak.
It's such a motivating start, inspiring start on that CT side as well, right? You go into the pistol, you win the knife, which is actually quite massive when we're talking about a map like Train. You get to dictate the pace a little bit, starting on the CT side, the more comfortable one, and then you just win a clean one. But we are seeing a bit of a curveball being thrown in from the T's. An instant force buy, considering they didn't get a single kill and they were nowhere near a bomb site, that might catch Monte off guard.
Oof. These rounds can still be dangerous, and being the talking point all week really for Monte is they lose too many of these sort of rounds, and now would be a bad time to continue in that vein. It's going to be a B play soon enough. Afro deeper line here out of connector. Ryu up close and personal. Rotations are pretty close as well. There's players around the bomb train on A, plenty of them. And here comes our hit. Afro, what can he find? First man collected. Flashes are pretty good onto Ryu, but he comes unblinded just in time. And this looks very good for the CT side. Fabulous hold.
It's such a massive defense out of Afro with the double kill, by the way. We were talking about him not being able to find a lot of impact on Dust 2. There was a lot of eco kills. There was a lot of situations where he was unable to kind of go toe-to-toe with Flay, who had a really good performance. But that double kill, that's the only reason those flashes are not really detrimental for Ryu, right? That's the reason that those flashes don't lead to him just going down. Gave him enough time to reset, took the attention away. The fact that Afro stays alive as well is just being a constant threat, and it sets up Ryu very well. It could have been a clean one. Azu will go down, and this is still some good damage considering they do lose an M4 as the famous holder was not near enough to pick it up. But it's still a good start for Monte nonetheless. Only one player going down across the first 2 rounds. Money probably looking pretty solid for them.
Yes, sir. Heavy eco to follow for Venom. And we'll see if their T-side woes continue as we get into the proper gun rounds a little bit later on. They'd love a plant here, but even that will be a pretty tall order. Oxy goes looking, gets a chance. No connection.
Ooh, nice find. Azu draws for his blood. And there's an interesting fact I've got for you, Alan, as we're looking at Monte making quick work out of that anti-eco. Monte as an organization has never lost a final of the ESL Challenger League, and this could indeed be their second if they make it. The last time they did make a final...
It's not a very big sample size, brother.
No, it isn't, but it's a bit of a blast from the past, because the last time they made the final of an ECL, that was back in 2023. That was season 44. And that lineup of Monte had Boros, War2K, Krasnol, Demi, and SDY, and they won the final 3-1 against 9, who at the time had Travis, Deco, or 1-win, sorry, Travis, Deco, Nickelback, Forrester, and Boomich.
I casted that final, and I don't remember that.
that was consolidation, and then they won the grand final against 9, so I did get it right the first time. But that was the 9 lineup with Hades, Kyler, Goofy, K, and Minio. That was the good 9.
Yeah. Takes me back. Is that the summer? Is that the when was that final? Summer?
It was March. Late March. Yeah.
Kind of half rings a bell, but I've covered enough of these seasons that it's all one big mush.
Mush.
Counter-Strike.
Mush is a great word for it. We do love a good old mush of Counter-Strike. First buy round, by the way, and it's already looking pretty good for Monte. Opening kill onto Clock Souffle down to 9 HP, and you've denied them the presence in towards Ivy, so now the T's need to figure out another way to approach this, and they have been blocked in towards Pop. It's still looking like a bit of an A split, especially with that second player of play, but he needs to be extremely late on that low HP. Bomb spotted.
It's very passive A stance. That's the one way I think that Venom can cover ground and maybe get into this. Emus is caught between covering Ivy and Hell as he stays tucked.
25 seconds.
Train. Yeah, time is a problem, but gives me his dispatched. Azu, though, is a big issue. He's preventing a plant right now. There's flanks coming in from Pop Dog. Afro just tucked here in towards Connector. Still yet to deal with Azu. There he goes, and Beavis is gone, but this bomb needs to get planted right now. It's going down. And all the frags are coming in the meanwhile. Nade lands at the feet of Innocent. Somehow only does 30 damage. And Innocent bides his time. Ryu says, I'm pretty sure this is a save. He's giving this up.
That's a little bit weird, right? And Flay, this is all on the timing. He was able to come in so late and on that low HP find a kill onto Beamus. And he was turning around periodically, right? Beamus was thinking about this. He was constantly trying to have his eyes set on Ivy, but... the later the round goes, the moment that Azu falls down towards the back of the bomb site, Beamus had to turn around, and this is exactly where Flay strikes. It's just the one kill, but it does so much work, and the double kill coming out of Sobo as well. This is probably a round that Venom shouldn't have won. They didn't even have utility to isolate the Z player.
Wonder why Monte were so intent on kind of stacking B and stacking elsewhere. I wonder if they had a read it was going to be a B round. Even said, though, there wasn't that much util down, was there, for Venom? There were a lot of sight lines. There's lots of potential. What they really needed to do was Azu takes first contact, and then everyone starts fighting with him, but somehow Venom managed to isolate the duels. Kicking themselves a bit, Monte, for letting that one slip. And look at this fast move into Pop Dog. So that is claimed. There's a bit of a look in front of this smoke. But decides to fall back.
Yeah, probably better. A bit of a weird piece of util to deal with. If you want to find a good, clean side of vision, probably have to push ahead of it, and this is not something that Afro was willing to do, not a chance he was willing to take. And Venom just controlling the map as of right now. You've got pop presence, you've got brown holes to some extent. A lot of deep presence in towards Ivy, but they're just slowing it down, trying to play the long game. Thing is, they're not really doing a lot of work to force the util out of the CT side, are they? So if you are going in for another late hit, there will be a bunch of smokes, Molotovs, especially in towards that B-bomb side. Ryu still has both his smoke and molly. And this is starting to look like a B hit. The T's do have a decent amount of util themselves, but on 40 seconds, Ryu could just block them off the moment that he sees that util fly.
Surprised Monte isn't freebie at this point. They have full main control. 30 seconds to go. Plenty of nadage coming out, but the response is quite good. Ryu denies the first player jumping down. It goes from bad to worse. Another molly. Is there a smoke here? I think you should have used that innocent, because now you're out of time. Trying to force their way through, but it is haphazard at best. Play surely is not long for this world as that bomb is dropped in the open. We saw this on Dusty, didn't we?
Yep.
It's just a bit telegraphed. It's a bit basic from Venom.
Yeah, so this is why it's been so difficult to perfect slow T sides over the years, right? And oftentimes the teams that are very good at it, they do keep count of the grenades that the CTs have left. And you need to do a little bit of work towards the early, mid stages of the round to force some of that CT side utility out, right? Because when you're going for that type of a late exit, you need everything to go perfectly. And if there is a bonus Molotov, in that case there was 2 of them, and a smoke to delay you, you can't really make your way out. You're just stuck. Extra rotations arrive, the CTs just send extra help, and it's pretty much impossible for you to win a round like this. So yeah, not surprising that we see a tactical timeout. I could guess that Sparrow's not really happy with the fact that that T side is already showing some Dust 2 signs, as you pointed out. So far, it's felt like they either go very quickly in towards the bomb side or they go very slow. There hasn't been any middle ground for Venom, and this is probably something that you're not that happy with. So I was going for the insta-smoke in towards outer. 2 insta-smokes.
Clearly a set cool, given all this early util. Okay, fast outside. In we go. Tech9's taking space. Can they find an early opener? Yes, they can. 2 for 2 trade. Gizmy called upon next, and he can't get anything done. Now it's tricky. Bomb is going down. There's some rifles as well that are collected. Ryu's a madman pushing through the smoke. He is found. Very bold move, and it doesn't pay dividends. Now Afro pretty much surrounded. Once he shows himself, surely it's shot in the back. Here goes Innocent. Can't finish his food just yet.
Molly
is good, but Innocent is a wily old fox. Just buys his time. He knows even if he dies here that he's done his job.
Oh,
he nades, man.
Didn't get the kill.
Well, it is all the frags for Afro, but I don't think Venom are going to care. That was a half buy, so they'll be fully investing here just fine. Good for them.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. I think Venom were the ones to break their own smoke into our sandwich, by the way. We're going to see it on the replay. Azu was the one to die from it, because there was late flashes. Usually one of the most logical things to do if you're on the CT side, you see that utility in those flashes, you're going to try and get right behind the smokes, right? So you catch the teasers as they're trying to run through them. But then they break it, they flash a second time, Azu goes down for nothing. You just win the exchange. It's another round that Monte probably feel like they should have converted. Still enough money to go for reinvestment though, and that's a massive nade right on top of HFA and Flay.
So spread out with Venom. Trying to default everywhere at once. Azu collects Huffer through the smoke. That is going to disrupt whatever plan Venom had now for this mid-round.
At least this worked to make Monte deploy their utility a little bit earlier on, right? You go for that type of a quick pop play in the previous round, it works out. That means that Monte are going to be a little bit more focused in the anti-rush utility at the first stages. So now they don't really have those bonus Molotovs, right? It's just a couple smokes and a bunch of flashes. But it's still far from ideal for the side of Venom, as you pointed out.
They do some weird stuff,
Especially,
Monte. Why would you play 3B right now? You've got a man advantage. You are asking for Venom to explode outer and have a free route to a plant. I'm not really sure I see the logic, but it's not going to matter if Afro keeps finding frags. Slow approach for Venom. It will be an A round. That bomb is looping back towards main. Innocent's heading that direction too. And Monte indeed do think better of their B lean.
Yeah, this is just a save. I don't really hate it from Venom. The moment that you lose that player into worse spot, it felt like the logical decision. Sobo will be able to get away with a kill.
Surely not.
What is Afro doing? He's a brave man.
Absolutely.
He's very brave. And that's a nice and polite way of calling someone crazy. Still a 5-2 though, and you know what, bar a couple mishaps, I feel like Monte have been controlling that CT side pretty well, handling it perfectly. Afro's 10-1, and this is something that we've wanted to see throughout this entire series. Having a pop-off performance out of him, especially with the way that Flay has been playing.
I'm quite sure Venom are yet to get an opening frag. Which is not ideal.
Almost forced it into existence with that peek from Afro into worst pop in the flash. Could have happened.
Are we about to swing out?
Quite an important round, this one.
The bomb is still... it's in Whitehall's now. Moving back towards main. So it will be an A split at some point. Cloxy's left out towards Ivy. 3A at the moment. It's a very deep setup too. Two players around Ivy. A lot of pressure on Azu here to stay alive towards Sandwich. Seem pretty well convinced, Monte, that if an A hit comes in, it's going to be Ivy. And Azu's peeling off as well. They're going to lose a round soon, Ted, off these rotations. They are really leaning too much into small amounts of pressure. Here comes the hit. Azu connects, but he is traded, and now this deep setup in towards Ivy means there's nobody on the side proper. No util though towards Afro, and he gets his duel. Obviously dealt with as well. It's not been his map, has it? Play's going to push this smoke and meet his demise, so they do readjust well. And Venom can't deal with those long sight lines.
Innocent might be going down. That's a bit of a nasty off angle that Ryu's playing right here. And there goes the headshot. Another round where only one bites the dust. I do agree with you. It kind of feels like they're putting a lot of weight onto one player getting the kills, right? The last round it was Afro. He had to shut down that first player swinging out of pop with the op, which was an easy one. And this time around again, if Azu doesn't get a kill and if he goes down, then that creates a whole lot of possibilities for the Ivy player as well. That's going to put a lot more pressure. But again, it feels like it's been a little bit slow, a little bit stagnant coming out of Venom on that T side. Especially considering the only, I guess, success you were able to find was with that explosive round out A. Might be something worth exploring a little bit further going forward. And that's 2 tactical timeouts being used in just 8 rounds is far from ideal. Пропала курица. Вознаграждение. That's as far as my Russian goes.
What does it mean?
So there's they're looking for a chicken, and there's a reward.
Oh, I see. It's like a wanted poster.
Yeah,
I understand. They're elusive things.
No, it's kind of like if your chicken was your pet and you've lost it,
I see.
and you're giving money to the person that finds it. Yeah, you're giving them 20 something, 20 gold coins. I don't know.
That's an important chicken.
It is, and there was 2 of them.
Wow. Okay, double set. Right, what do we got here? So there's 2 Ivy. The bomb's really towards B. If they can kill Bemis.
Woo!
That is quite a big if now. There was a route to split through the back lanes, but no, sir. This is the cleanup crew. 3 for Ryu, 2 for Bemis. Monte. Listen, we can criticize their rotations all we like. They're winning 7-2. Sorry.
No, they are. And a lot of these rounds have been very clean as well, right? Look at the kill counts for the side of Venom. We're 9 rounds in. Innocent is on 1 kill. HFAT was on 2 kills. Bemis is doing that. Cloaksu's on 1 kill as well. Sobo 4, Flay 5. It's not really working out for them, is it? You're looking at 9, 13 kills over the entire team. Afro's got 11.
It's not good enough. Not good enough, and they're running out of time. It looked so good yesterday against Sinners. You do not need to change much. We are talking 1 kill maybe would have been enough to get them through that series and into the grand final. But right now, that grand final looks as far away as ever. Another opening kill for Monte. I'll check the stats in a moment, but I'm not sure Venom have found many this half at all. It has been either these...
There's been 1.
It's either
Only
been these
1.
faster defaults where they lose numbers, or the super slow rounds where they just can't piece it together at the end.
Yeah, we were talking about the impact of HFAT when it comes down to opening fights. Well, he's 0-5 right now.
Yeah, he's the main player for them, I'm pretty sure, so...
Yeah, and Sobo is the only one that's been able to get an opening kill.
Foxu dispatched. Go for this late outside move, but Monte are well prepared. So many bodies. Don't lose anyone. Afro's only died once. It's this is panning out as one of the most dominant maps of this entire cup.
It's a stomp. There's no two ways about it, and they've burned through all their tactical timeouts at this point. This is the last opportunity for Sparrow to join in. And this is looking so devastating. Oh, we've got the reverse map again. I actually love it. I think we should go through an entire round with the reverse.
I can't do it.
I'd love it.
You're mad.
Absolutely love it. Yeah, some brain gymnastics.
Someone's got the wire in the wrong way around in production. That's how that works. Oh. Okay.
All right. I love it, production. Let's keep it until the end of this round, shall we? I think it's good. Make everyone at home a little bit uncomfortable. And now all of you think he's going to go to the right. Nope, he's going to the left. There goes the instant main smoke. Reverse train, folks. Let's get it. What is going on, Alan?
Ivy, the T side. I had to think there for a moment. Definitely Ivy.
All right, a bit of an Ivy pop. You've got the util. Flash comes in. No one on the other side as of right now directly watching. You still have Bemis, should be, on the other side of things. And this is a little bit slower of an approach coming out of the T side. We've just turned this entire thing into a banana gaming video, and I love it. There's the block. Bemis breaking the smoke, not seeing anything. Trying to play ahead of the Yuto, actually, and he's going to go through. This is a massive risk out of Bemis, and he doesn't get a single one. Damage inflicted onto 2, though.
Afro needs to find frags. Can't allow them into the back lanes. We're back to normal.
We're back to normal.
We're trying to work out what is going on. That is Innocent dealt with. The bomb is still stuck in Ivy. Now Afro is dispatched. Possible this round, but there's a lot to figure out. Smoke goes down on Pop Dog. This means any other player nearby. And that bomb is out in the open. And it slipped behind these trains. Oh, gets caught. Plays lucky to be alive. And he is dispatched in the end through the smoke by Azu. All on Sobel, and despite the early space gained, they can't convert that into anything more. 9 rounds for Monte. It's looking quite formidable right now.
Have you ever had that all season long? I don't think all season long we've seen a half where not a single player on one team has had more than 5 kills. Because this is completely realistic right now. I mean, it could happen. They've got 15 kills as a team, and we're nearly at the half time. Afro's got 14. He's got 1 kill less than the entire team of Venom altogether.
There's no route into this map. 3 rounds is best case scenario for this offense. Afro on the boost.
Nearly.
Okay, you two dispatch. These A sets are not for real. B is the porter called Gizmy. Caught a little bit in motion. And his molly is there too late. Gun out would have been the move. That is 2020 hindsight for you. There is a flank developing. That is Azu. He's pushed up Pop Dog. There's 2 players outside for Venom. They need to get inside soon. Emus is still holding Ivy right now. He's convinced somebody's lurked in that direction, but he's losing too many of his teammates. Azu sits on the bomb. Taking off for now. So no risk there. And Venom looks set for free. It's just Bemis. Shows himself. Surely can't pull off this round. Finds the first 2. That one, though, is too much to ask. Late consolation as Monte still streak ahead. 9 rounds, 4 away from the grand final.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh.
So close now for Monte. They've outlived our expectations in a lot of these series. I was quite convinced Venom was going to win this coming into today, but so far, I am not looking correct. This pistol round would pretty much put the game to bed. And they're quite handy on these pistols, aren't they? So you wouldn't bet against them.
Innocent has opened things up with a nice cheeky one tap onto Bemis. This is a good way to kick things off, and a couple players have been spotted in towards that B bomb site. So Sobo's going to be calling for a bit of a reinforcement. That's going to arrive in the form of Kloxu, who's already rotated in. But Monte, that was the plan, it seems like. Show the bomb B, redirect, go back in towards that A bomb site. You do still have a little bit of Uto coming in from Afro. That's a smoke and a flash, and the fake in towards B is coming in. They're all rotating.
Big kill. Space gained. Innocent tries to react. Pushes through hell. Afro still sat back in main. Gizmy will be in Pop Dog to lend a hand to. View, work to do. Awkward engagements, but he finds his second. Does he get overwhelmed? Flay was looking to his right for some reason. Quite aware where the remaining terrorist players were. And Innocent connects. 3 kills for him. It's not been his game. Well, those were some big frags to keep Venom in this.
That was actually a massive wave coming out of Afro. Wasn't Innocent the player that was walking out of hell that Afro missed? I think it was.
Innocent was the player, yes.
I think it might have been, yeah. If Afro's able to get that kill, and that should have been a freebie 9 out of 10 times, they probably win the round. Innocent lives, and he goes on to get a triple out of it. A little bit of a mishap coming in from Afro. Felt like a good pistol round all in all, but an important miss shot. And suddenly, they've gotten themselves a chance. Still, amping up the pressure though are Monte. Force by coming in. 4 Galils, a pistol for Gizmy. IGL takes the hit. Going with the Uto. That's what we like to see.
Gets a chance.
Now you know they've got an
on play, so it's a risky game.
Yeah, I think that might have been Innocent actually buying an AWP for him, and then Flay just dropping back the M4 but not having enough money for the armor.
Yeah, it would make sense. Ooh. Legs peppered up. Monte are good at these sort of rounds. But enough skilled players on the team. And you can conjure up some magic. What is it called? Outside smokes. Deep one for Ivy.
They're trying to make it look like a fake, right? There's the first line of Uto, and see the instant reaction. 3 Molotovs at the same time coming in from the side of Venom. That means that they're out of Uto. 1 flash left on Sobo, and now they can contact their way through. Third player rotated B. They bought into it.
Here we go. Flashes over. It's a very, very passive stance here on A. A lot of pressure on Hoofer here to do his job. Innocent. It's cleaning up, man. He's been so good these last couple of rounds. And this A defense, there might have only been 2 defenders, but they're playing like this. You hardly need the third. 5 for Venom. We slowly but surely are developing a game on our hands.
Yeah, this is starting to look competitive now, and this is the big hit for Monte, right? You've made 2 almost perfect calls. The pistol round you probably should have won, then Afro couldn't get a kill from behind, then you're going into this one, and you're just executing onto a bomb side with just 2 players to defend, but they both get multi-kills out of it. And now you're out of cash. So the difference, presumably, going to be just 3 rounds going forward. Then as you said, Monte are usually a pretty crafty team. They're good at their T-side stuff, especially with limited resources, but the individuals on the Polar side are starting to get fired up. Innocent. Gotta be careful. Thankfully, he's got the support of the AWP.
If I'm 1 kill. But Flay denies anymore. Kloxu. Watch out, brother. Okay. Big gun round, isn't it, to set the tone?
Yeah.
Win this and it's pretty much even Stevens. Venom. Whereas Monte can streak a little bit closer to that grand final and ultimately Pro League, which is the grand prize.
That's why you're having those conversations, or you're hearing them a lot more nowadays, right? A 9-3 half nowadays is pretty much the equivalent of a 4-11 back in the days in CSGO. You lose the pistol, you lose the first buy round, you're in deep trouble, especially if you have decided to go for a force-up and that didn't go your way as well. This is looking like a bit of a quicker B-pop though. Some utility in towards the outer bomb site, and Sobo, unless he dumps his util on the perfect timing, he's going to be all alone. Missed it.
He needs to do something massive here to hold on to this site, and he cannot. Gives me another clinical kill, and I think these CTs need to already get these guns out. They need to ensure as many gun rounds as they can in the future, and I don't think this one is got any potential to go further. I think Cloxio is trying to save, but finally finds a safe avenue out of there. So B-Burst comes good, great entries, and Monte, doesn't matter how they win these rounds, they just need to find 3 more after this.
Yeah, and it's all about the hunt right now. I'm not the biggest fan of losing too many guns, but you've got 5 alive right now. You can send Azu to try and get some of those guns out of the hands of the CTs. Nice try.
Terrorists win.
Surprised we're not seeing any pauses. I think both teams here could benefit from that. And then choose to just keep this going. No discussion about what went wrong in the last round. They're going to continue. The frags are still paying quite a story. Venom, now first off, we're struggling so much for kills. I need the individuals to fire up if they want to make a game of this. Flay, very aggressive. And cannot hit the mark. He's been so good the last few days. How painful it would be to stumble at this final hurdle. Somehow, Bemis is in the back lanes. He's causing so many issues for this CT side. Look at their rotations. So hyper-focused on CT that B has to be less defended. Bemis has no kills right now, but I think he's the MVP of this round.
Might as well be. I mean, it's him and Ryu, isn't it? And it was the fact that Ryu just didn't go for the instant wide swing. He actually counter-strafed. That's the thing that makes the Oper over flicked, and Sobo will go down as well. This is starting to collapse, Alan.
Yep, it is.
I don't see a world in which Innocent is able to walk out of here alive as well. Afro's just closing in from the back, and this is 11 rounds now on the T side. A very important answer back from Monte. Back-to-back rounds, still enough money on the CT side for another investment, but that might be your final buy round of this entire tournament.
They definitely need to pause now, don't they? Because this round is worth so much.
They don't have any pauses left because of the first half. They used all of them.
That stings.
It does.
At least Flayer's the AWP. He was such a huge playmaker early in this series. He's definitely cooled off.
All of them have cooled off.
Yep. This round is massive. This round is one huge step towards Pro League for Monte if they can convert this. What is the call? Fairly default stance for now as Gizmy, Ryu in tow start to clear. Control towards B. Third play called over. That is Ryu.
They're aware of the money situation, by the way. The fact that you flash lower like this, you know there could have been an Oper, and you know he could have been trying to be a little bit more creative. And the fact that you don't see him there, you should know he could be in towards Ivy.
Readjustment from Fly. He posts up towards main. Once he needs to start making some decisions here. Do they want to actually aggress up Ivy? Because we know that the AWP is no longer posted, so it'll be easier. Deep smoke forces Innocent to make a decision. He decides, I'm going to fight. I'm going to play in front of this smoke. Bit of a swing. Bemis is close. Flash will
He didn't see Bemis.
follow in soon. And Bemis now starts to move. Prong from Pop Dog will collapse on the side too. There's a lot of moving parts right now. Huffer is still alive outside of main, but not for long. And these kills are critical. It's just Sobel.
Hold on.
He goes wide for the frag. Azuwu could have waited for his teammates, but he did not. Tries to be the hero. And it's left in a one-on-one. 10 seconds. Afro looks set to stick for me. Gets that bomb down, but Sobel's lurked out. Does he know? Does Afro know that he's on the bomb train?
No, he does.
Certainly does. Molly behind the E-box.
Doesn't
Not
catch him.
Close enough, though. And Afro peaks on a timing. 12 rounds for Monte. They are getting this done.
And they might have tried to force the issue a little bit too much, right? You've got a 2v1. Azu spots the player towards the back of the bomb train. He just goes for the swing. He didn't care. Nearly gave this round away, but Afro's able to clutch it up in the 1v1. And this has been such a key game out of Bemis as well on that T side. In towards Ivy, catching timings, just being a threat. It's not really the same story as it was on Dust 2, is it? Bemis just getting the kills, but not really finding the impact. No, this time, he's not getting too many of them. But they're all so valuable. He's been Flay's nightmare. Him, Ryu, Flay has not been able to land a shot to save his life throughout the last couple of rounds. And it might sound a little bit harsh, but he's been the big difference maker for the CT side throughout the entire series. And now, when they need him the most, he's not been able to deliver.
Venom was so close to being Sinners, millimeters away from the grand final. Well, that millimeter is now a chasm. Second half of Dust 2 onwards has been pretty much a whitewash. Monte have been so good. Individually, they are firing on all cylinders. When do you see Ivy players have this much impact? Afro is 20-6. They feel undeniable right now, and they have 6 chances. And look at the buy. It's a disaster for the CT side. It will not get any easier than this.
Yeah. And if you somehow are able to make it work, you will still need 5 more in a row, right? Even if you are. But it will require some heroics.
Innocent goes looking and meets his demise. 4 to go. That's all that's required for Monte. They've battled and bruised their way through this lower bracket. There is no disadvantage going into the grand final either. It's a best of 3, all square. And Gizmi knows how close they are now. Huffer tagged down. As Gizmi gets closer, bomb is called over. It's 2 players pop dog. Bemis collects as he has all game. He's been such a menace out of Ivy. Here comes pop dog. There's 2 players bomb site trained on them. Ooh. And Azu puts them to bed. This is over. What a free piece to end it. Monte are in the grand final.
They had to win so many games throughout this lower bracket. Got dropped by the Sinners. A 2-1 win over an Amiga. 2-0 win over 33. And what was anything but a close game. And now going into this one, they lose map 1. Going into Dust 2, they had to face off against adversity. They had to pick themselves right back up, but a 13-6 on the second. And now a very convincing, loud and proud 13-6 on train. Monte will be going up against the Sinners into the grand final, and Venom had nothing to show on that final map.
I didn't expect it, but Monte were the better team today. Definitely were the better team. Individually, they look so good. And, you know, as much as there are some talking points, there's some slightly bizarre choices that they make in the mid-rounds. If you want to look at it a different way, they are a few small tweaks, some adjustments, some learning together as a team from being quite a force, because individually they're so strong. When they're front-running games like this, it is hard to put them away. Well deserved. And it's got to be said, Sin is waiting in that grand final. They might have beaten Monte once, but Monte are on a different level right now. They've really stepped up their game.
Yeah, definitely are. And this is a big result for the organization as well. As we said, first ESL Challenger League grand final for Monte as an organization since that Ukrainian lineup, since 2023, when they still had guys like STY, when they still had Waro 2K on the lineup, when they still had Demi on the lineup. This is how long it's been.
A tough road for Monte since they got knocked down. Amiga Dispatch 33 next, and now it's Venom. Sinners await in the grand final. That will be a banger. I certainly expected the Sinners Venom rematch, but I'm not disappointed because of the level Monte have produced today. That game will be tomorrow. Same time, same place here on Challenger League. Last word from us, Ted, should be on Venom. They played a lot of good games during this event, but would it be safe to say they fell a bit flat in this series? Because some of those T rounds, I just felt like Monte were more prepared to take risks.
I feel like we could say that. Yeah, I think on the T side, Venom were just a little bit one-dimensional. When we can see that from the way that Speer was just burning through the tactical timeouts as well, right? This is something that we saw on Dust 2. We thought it was going to change for the third map, but it just didn't. Their T sides, bar the first map, they were just not ideal. And as you pointed out, it is a little bit frustrating, right? And I don't think they should be that disappointed going away from this tournament, but they obviously will be, considering how close they were against Sinners yesterday. I think one thing is safe to say: Monte, Venom, and Sinners are on a pretty similar level. And this is why it's so difficult to cope with all of that if you're Venom, because you know you could have been in the grand final. You know on a good day you could have won that game as well. But as we said, it doesn't really matter what type of form you've been in. It doesn't really matter how good you've been playing throughout the last couple of weeks. The only thing that matters is here and now. And today, Monte was just a better team, and there's no two ways about it.
That wraps us up then. Monte versus Sinners will be our grand final. That is on tomorrow. Still some other regions yet to play today. South America and NA. So stick around here on ESL and we'll bring those games to you soon enough. Either way, that wraps up EU in Challenger League for today. Grand final tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you then.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Qiddiya.